Hi, this is Godfrey, your trusted coach and the mentor for the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program. I am doing this webinar to explain to all the candidates on how to demonstrate the competency indicators in order to register with ECSA successfully. Are you stressed, frustrated, anxious to compile your ECSA report? We are empowering engineering professionals to secure ECSA certification. Join our trademark 16-week coaching program and we will take you through the steps. But for this afternoon, I just want to take you through the whole process so that you understand what are the requirements and what are the things that you need to do in order to make sure that you are covering these competency indicators. That is very important. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm a sought-after trainer and facilitator, a mentor, a business coach, and a consultant, and I'm based in Johannesburg here in South Africa. I'm a registered professional engineering technologist with ECSA. I'm also a registered project management professional with PMI in the US. I'm a qualified business coach through the SA Business Coaching, and also I'm a member of the Coaching and Mentors of South Africa. I'm a founder and managing director of EMECA Consulting Engineers. I hold a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from UNISA. I also hold a Project Management and Financial Management Diploma in Cum Laude. I'm a developer of the Candidate Fast Track Coaching System, which is a trademark program. It's a coaching program designed to help candidate engineers, technologists, and technicians to write and compile ECSA reports in less than 6 weeks. I'm an author of 2 books, The 6 Pillars of Transformational Education and The Startup Entrepreneur. I have coached and mentored more than 100 individuals, candidates who have come through the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program since 2016. So if you need more details, connect with us on our LinkedIn profile and we'll share the detail as we continue on this webinar. All right, these are the books that I've authored for all the engineer candidates. As you can see, I've got the aeronautical, mechanical, electrical, all these books. We have them in our online platform, and you can actually purchase them if you are interested. Drop us an email, then we'll share you the details on how you can actually get the book from our website. All right, what is the objective of this webinar? The objectives of this workshop or webinar is to provide candidates with essential knowledge to understand the exact key competency indicators they must know to meet the ECSA 11 outcome successfully. So I'm going to take you through on how you actually indicate these competencies. First of all, I just want to take you through our Candidate Fast Track Coaching pathway quickly so that you understand the process that we apply. So if we look at this diagram here, we call it our signature solution. We've got 3 phases. We've got phase 1, which is ignite, which is the foundation phase. We've got phase 2, which is execute, with a mastery phase. Then we've got phase 3, which is elevate, which is recognition phase. So when you start here, you are a candidate and you've got a minimum of 3 years experience. You've got an engineering qualification, a BEng, BTech, national diploma. So the first thing when you come to us, this is the steps that we take you through in order to make sure that when you have completed all these steps, you are able to then register with ECSA. So we start you with alignment process from phase 1. This is where we are looking at your qualification. What qualification do you have? And then once we've satisfied and confirm and approved that you've got the right qualifications, and then we go to the next step, which is the build step. This is where we're looking at your competency and your experience that you have. And we assess that. And then we go to step 3. Then we can then help you to choose the right ECSA path, whether to register as a PREng or as a technologist or as a technician. This is where we determine these steps. And then in this phase 1, we're making sure that you've got clarity, you are committed to the program, and you have a strategic direction on what to do for the next step. We then move to phase 2, execute, which is mastery. On step 4, we then assist you to take your experience and then break it into different report frameworks. Then we go to step 5, where we help you to align your competency in terms of what ECSA is looking for on your engineering report, your TERs and your TEOs. Then we go to the step 5, which is to craft. This is where we help you writing your engineering report and TERs and your TEOs reports in order to meet the ECSA's requirements in your report. Then once this step is complete, then we move to phase 3, which is elevate cognition. We do step number 7, validate. This is where we assess and give you feedback based on your report. Then we move to step number 8. And then once your report is done completely, then we do the final check to make sure that when you submit, your report is compliance with ECSA's requirements. And once that is done, then you get invited to the interview. There's step number 9, the thrive step. And then we prepare you for the interview. And then once you pass your interview, then you can become registered with ECSA. And then the purpose of all these 3 steps here is to make sure that you get credibility, you are confident, and you can transform your knowledge into, managing or registering with ECSA. So that's in a nutshell the whole 9-step process that we follow when you join our candidate fast track coaching program. So you can ask yourself a question, is this for me? Yes, this program is for all candidate engineers, technologists, technicians, N6 technical diploma or artisans with experience, GCC, those who wants to register as PRSS engineers, lifting machinery inspectors, or if you are stagnant in your career, you wanna upgrade your career and better have employment opportunities. This course is for you. Or you are stagnant, you just want to leave the industry, you want to probably start your own consulting practice, we can actually assist you. And we are in the process of building a coaching program where we are going to be dealing specifically with individuals or professionals who wants to, move from employment space and explore the entrepreneurial space. So there are 3 main problems that I've identified since I started this program in 2016. One is insufficient work experience, where engineers lack the necessary practical experience to meet professional standards. Most of you guys working in the industry, you don't have the correct experience. The second problem is absence of qualified referees. Most of you working for companies that doesn't have people that are ECSA registered, or you don't have any access to such resources. So the lack of ECSA registered professional hampers evaluation and guidance. And the last problem is inadequate training programs. Most of you are working in companies, they don't have any structured program, and that actually hampers your development. So current training lacks depth, prepare candidates for ECSA registration. So these are the 3 main problems I identified. If these problems are not solved, or attended to, they're going to hamper your chances of registering with ECSA. Right, here's my story. Many years ago, the reason I do what I'm doing now, coaching and helping you guys to register with ECSA, is that many years ago when I was preparing to write my report, I struggled for about 5 years because of the problems that I've just shared. These problems that I've just said, I experienced this problem. So I wasted a lot of time, a lot of money. Maybe you are where I was then. Don't worry. I will help you to overcome the struggle and clear any confusion you may have about writing your TERs, your TEOs, and engineering report. I will provide you with a clear roadmap to build your confidence, reduce stress, frustration, struggles, and anxiety about registration process. I will mentor, guide, advise, and educate you to clearly know how to write and achieve ECSA 11 outcomes in your engineering report to become professionally registered in no time. If you desire to achieve your professional registration goal, you are looking for a proven method or system to compile your TERs, TEOs, and engineering report to overcome the 11 outcomes for professional registration. I strongly recommend that you come on the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program we offer. You will not regret. Real people, real results. You can see this is one of our candidate, Patudi Malepe. He just got registered this year on the 24th of January in 2025. And this is his testimony. And he says, nothing compares to receive good news, not just good news, but good news with trajectory changing potential. So I'm going to read only the highlighted stuff. If you want to read the entire testimony, go into our LinkedIn profile, type my name, Godfrey Mongwe, and you will be able to access and read the testimonies in details. So he says, I was informed of my successful registration as a professional engineering technologist. He says, I found the process very difficult and confusing. I came across Mr. Godfrey Mongwe, who is the PR Tech business coach and the PMP. And he says, I committed myself into the program. The program simplified the process of completing the TEOs, TERs, and engineering report. My first draft was horrible, and he provided extensive critical review. Okay, that's what we do in this program. So he says, the Great Insurmountable Mountain has been flattened thanks to the tailor-made program by Mr. Mongwe. I had another consultation to prepare for the interview. My confidence level was very high. So this is one of the steps that I've explained, in this program, or steps that we follow. Yeah, okay, to prepare you for the interview, So that's what we do to help Mr. Malepe to get his confidence to the high level. And he says, I would not have accomplished my desire to register as a professional engineering technologist if it wasn't for Mr. Godfrey Mongwe, who is a PR Tech registered. In case you have seen Mr. Mongwe's post about helping with professional registration and doubt, I am an evidence of this incredible program. Take a chance on him, bet on him, as he is always, you will have your future self to thank. Now, what I really liked when I read this testimony says, now let me introduce myself. My name is Patudi P. Malepe, a PR Tech. Here's my question to you. How would you want to introduce yourself? So Mr. Malepe came to the program, as we can see the testimony that he has shared with us. These are other testimonies of other people, as you can see there. Muhammad Zahir, registered on the 5th of May 2023. He says the candidate fast track program guides you and clearly aligns you with ECSA expectations. He says this program will help you to get professional interview stage, guide you as to how to get the interview, do well. I recommend this program to all. Sam Azika, interesting story about Sam Azika. Registered on the 6th of May 2023. Says I was able to write my engineering report to meet the A11 outcome. I'm so happy to be finally registered as a professional engineering technician, electrical, with my N6 technical diploma in April 2023. Remember, I did mention that this program is for you even if you've got N6. Okay, and that's the proof that one of our candidates, Mr. Sem Azika, got registered. He said, I strongly recommend anyone to connect with Godfrey Mongwe on his LinkedIn profile and get a clear roadmap and coaching on how to write your and compile your TERs, TEOs in your engineering report. You will not regret the investments you made by working with Godfrey. We've got Obakeng Mohatlanyane there, registered on the 3rd of April 2023. He said, after spending 4 years struggling to write my TERs, TEOs, and engineering report. These are all ECSA reports that you need to write when you want to register. He says, for professional registration, I almost gave up. I tried on my own to do the report without a mentor. He says, the step of the reports writing process through the coaching, reviewing my TEOs, TERs, and engineering report. He helped me to organize my work experience into clear logical roadmap and guided me to a structure and write specific and detailed report content. Finally, registered as a professional technologist in April 2023. I strongly recommend anyone to connect with Godfrey Mongwe on his LinkedIn profile. Again, Pile, and you can see these are different people, and you'll see other testimonies. Like I said, most of these testimonials are on my LinkedIn profile, and you can read the details. Yegan says, I would like to thank Godfrey for coaching and guiding me during my abeyance period to complete my TERs and engineering report with confidence, and I was able to write my engineering report to meet the 11 outcome, which is this webinar is all about. We're going to show you what we call competency indicators, because for you to get registered with ECSA, you've got to demonstrate that on your 11 outcome. He says you will not regret the investment you made by working with Godfrey. Thank you again. So these are the testimonials. The one that I just want to go through is Camelia Candice Divernarian. And you can see there, she's registered the 15th of March 2022. And I've highlighted there, which we'll see it in the details there. So these are all testimonials of the people. Gerald registered monthly as a PR sets engineer because he's got a GCC and he's also got the N6, by the way. And then Tembelihle Mankani also registered there. And these are the testimonies you can read and get them on my LinkedIn profile. I'm just sharing so that you can see the power of the Candidate Fast Track Coaching Program and the results it produces. Okay, here's Camilla, the aha moment. He says, when I found a registered mentor or coach who assisted, guided, and coached me on how to complete my registration until I got my professional registration in 2007. This changed my career trajectory significantly. And the question is how? One, Camilla, she's earning now in dollars instead of rands, and she had an access to work opportunity internationally, as you can see there. Okay. She's now registered also in Australia as a chartered associate engineer. All right. So that's very important. Okay. So you read the story there. Said, it is with great pleasure that I've worked with you in mentoring and coaching me to achieve my professional registration. The Candidate Fast Track System roadmap that you implement really works, and it helped me to save a lot of time. That's all about that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested, this is the program to be in. She says, I strongly recommend anyone to connect with Godfrey on his LinkedIn profile and get the clear roadmap and coaching on how to write and compile TERs, TOs, and engineering report. She said you will never regret the investment. You can be the next Camilla. Okay, she's in Australia. Actually, I'm told she is in Canada now, because when you get registered with ECSA, you can work in Australia, Canada, the US, and other countries, including African countries, because ECSA is recognized. So this is the important thing to have. You can see that she's registered, as I've explained. Now, here's a reality check. What is your biggest challenge right now as you are listening to this webinar? What is your biggest challenge? Are you frustrated by your career? Are you overwhelmed maybe by the process of writing the ECSA reports? Or are you stagnant in your career? You don't know what to do. Okay, and all these three problems, you solve them. Now, my question to you is, what is the price are you willing to pay? Are you willing to stay in your space of being frustrated, knowing not what to do? Or are you willing to try this on your own? Or do you need help? Or are you stagnant and you want to move from your stagnant in terms of your career, or move out from your stagnation and maybe start your own consulting practice? I don't know. You know the answer. So the question is why most of the ECSA application fails. So I'm going to share some statistics here, but the first submission window of 2024, one key focus area is the outcome that led to decline or deferral of registration, as shown in the following table, which I will show you in the next slides. Outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10 were the most frequent occurring, with outcome 7 also representing a significant percentages. And you will see the table that I'm going to share. Understanding these trends is essential for improving future submission and ensuring a smoother registration process. Now, look at this table, outcomes that were not demonstrated. Okay, so these are the outcomes that were not demonstrated, outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you'll see that most of those outcome 1 and 2 and 3, and then outcome 7, outcome 8 and 9, people couldn't demonstrate. And when you look at the numbers here, look at these numbers here. For civil candidates and electoral, 77 people in 2024 couldn't address this outcome properly. Electrical, 27. Look at outcome 2 for civil, 84 people. Make electrical 28. At least you can see it's very less in electrical compared to civil. Okay, look at again 77. If you take 77 divide by 130, it gives about 50 something percentages of people who couldn't address this outcome. So you can see the numbers on the civil, they're very high actually also in outcome number 9 and number 10. Okay, but when you look at mechanical, the numbers are very low. And now for outcome 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8, 9, and you can see the results that 88% of people in all these categories, 88%. I mean, that's a huge percentages. People couldn't address outcome number 1. 95% couldn't address number 2. And I'll tell you what's the reason. If you can't address outcome number 1, which is define, investigate, and analyze engineering problem, you are going to battle to address outcome number 2, because outcome number 2 depends on outcome number 1. If outcome number 1 is not addressed correctly, you're going to battle. Okay, and that's the significance increase because of that. All right, and then you can see that and outcome number 9 and outcome number 10, which is exercise judgment, being responsible. People, they don't know. Okay, and this webinar is all about that. I'm trying to solve this problem to show you. All right, so I really encourage you to come to the program, because we're going to show you how to actually demonstrate these outcomes. Now, I'm going to take you through the key competency indicators, because for you to register with ECSA, each and every outcome you must indicate the key competency indicators. So I'm going to take you through so that I can show you what do I mean about that. Okay, first of all, understanding competency indicators will increase the chances of smooth ECSA registration process for the candidate. Okay, so what are the competency indicators? A competency indicator is a measurable action, skill, or behavior that demonstrates a person's ability to meet a specific competency standard. It helps assess whether an individual has the required knowledge, experience, and professional capability in particular field, as you have seen in that table there. In the context of ECSA, competency indicators are used to demonstrate how a candidate meets the required 11 outcome for professional registration. So I'm going to take you through the whole process now. The key ECSA 11 outcome and how to accomplish them. ECSA requires you to accomplish 11 outcome in 5 different groups. All training and work experience that you receive must be aligned with ECSA requirements. We understand that the 11 outcome can be overwhelming, so to help you out, we have created a framework for the competency indicators where we show you how you can demonstrate the 11 outcome. Below is a winning structure of all the 11 outcomes that are clearly demonstrate how you accomplish the key competency indicators for each outcome. Okay, outcome number 1, define complex or broadly defined or well-defined engineering problems. So I'm covering for engineers, for technologists, and for technicians. So these key indicators apply through all the engineering category. Okay, so key competency indicators for outcome 1. First of thing, is important that when you address outcome 1, you understand the client expectation. Understand the expectation of the client. Gather and clarify client requirement to set a clear direction. The second indicator is investigate. Okay, conduct a thorough investigation to gather relevant data and insight. So in terms of understanding the client expectation, that is where you define the problem, define the engineering problem properly. Because if you don't define the engineering properly, you are going to battle to explain how that problem was investigated. So you've got to indicate the process, the method, the procedure of how did you investigate the problem. Okay, and then the third competency indicator is identify the root of the cause. And the reason why you're investigating the problem is because you need to identify the root cause of the problem that you have identified. And then once you have identified the problem, you then need to document your findings. It is appalling every now and then when I read or assess a candidate report, I don't pick up all these 4 indicators. You know, a person goes to outcome number 2, as we have seen in outcome number 2, okay, on this table here, As we have seen, I'm going to this table here. If you can't demonstrate or define the problem, you're going to battle to define or to address outcome number 2, which is to design a solution. So these are the problems that I've identified and I'm seeing in most of the application form that I'm working with the candidate. So it's important, once you have investigated, you have identified the root cause, document your findings and documentation. Compile and document findings, provide clear recommendation, because your findings and recommendation are going to inform the solution that you need to develop for the problem. So these are the 4 competency indicators that you must indicate, okay, that must be on your outcome 1 in order to declare that you are competent in that outcome. Outcome number 2, design a solution to the engineering problem. The key competency indicators for outcome number 2. 1, provide a solution. Formulate a solution from first principle based on your findings. Like I said before, okay, these are the findings. What is the solution that you need to provide? 2, competency indicator, the reasons for choosing that solution. It's important you must indicate that. All right, you can't just write a solution and you move on without giving a clear reason why that solution you adamant that is the correct solution. Conduct theoretical calculations and simulation to support your solution. You might not do either one, okay, but have a good reasoning why your solution is the correct solution. And the third competency indicators is your specification document. Draft a document, drawings or design to detail the specification. You need to indicate. That's very critical in your outcome number 2. Okay, outcome number 3, competency indicators. This is where you apply your knowledge, comprehend and apply your knowledge. Okay, number 1, utilize theoretical knowledge to meet standard and specification. In other words, apply the theory that you have gained in your university course or a practical course. Apply that knowledge that is related to the problem that you are trying to solve. Number 2, implement engineering methods or tools for solving the problem. What are the tools that you have used to solve the problem? Okay, you need to explain that in this outcome number 2. That has to be clear, because that is the indicator that you are competent in this outcome. Number 3, collaborate with specialists for advanced engineering design. In other words, you need to indicate that we have spoken to a mechanical engineer if you're a structural person, or you have spoken to a structural engineer if you're a mechanical person. So there are problems that you are not trained to solve. So you need to bring in people that are specialists that will help you in solving those problems. So you've got to show that you have applied an advanced knowledge that you get in terms of advice from other people. Number 4, managing engineering activities. Okay, competence indicators. 1, impact of the problem. Discuss control over manpower, the finances, and time management. How are these things impacting the project based on the problem, the delays that you are seeing, incompetent subcontractors? These are the important things that you need to show. How did you manage these things? Number 1, management of resources. Focus on resources management and project management tools. What are the tools? Did you use Gantt chart to plan your activities and other tools that you've used in order to make sure that you manage your project or your engineering activity correctly? And the third competency is professional relationship. Cover supervision of subcontractors and vendor management. How did you deal with incompetent subcontractors? How did you solve problems of delays, of not doing the work correctly? So it's very important that you indicate in this outcome number 4 all these 3 indicators in your report. Outcome number 5, communication. Communicate clearly with others. And remember, this outcome is covered in all the outcome. Okay, from your TERs, your TEOs, okay, your engine report from outcome 1 to 11, you need to demonstrate how do you communicate. Can you communicate clearly as a candidate? All right. So the competence indicators: communicate effectively, use emails, technical reports that you develop or write, meetings that you attend. All these things are part of communication. All right. Motivate your decisions, presentation that you have carried out, and supporting document that you have, put together, so that you motivate the decisions that you have taken in solving the engineering problem. The other competence is obtain approval. You can't just do stuff without being approved, without being assessed or checked by your senior engineer or senior manager. Okay, have you done some cost estimates, cost control? How did you manage money and things like that? So you've got to show that every activity you do, it must be approved in order to be implemented. So that's very critical on this outcome. So demonstrate of this outcome is continuous from your first TER to the current. So like I said, in all your TERs, you are demonstrating this communication, in terms of writing. Can you write your proper technical language, So it's important that you demonstrate communication in all of your TERs. Outcome number 6, again, key competence on this outcome. Okay. Number 1, understand the environmental compliance. If you are working in a particular project, let's say you are building a road, how does this thing comply with the environment? Because you are digging, you are making trenches, So adhere to environmental laws and waste management. It's important that it's indicated in your report. Risk mitigations. What are the risks that you've identified? And what are the strategies or the plans that you have put in order to make sure that you deal with this risk when they appear? Strategies to address social issues and community involvement. I mean, when you see projects as you drive around in your community, in your area, it's important that you identify all these risks, and this must be clear in your report. Cultural sensitivity, ensuring project tasks do not disrupt community operation. Okay, like I say on this example, if you are building a road, you're going to cause traffic because now there's certain section of the road that must be closed. So this is disrupting the community. How are you dealing with those things? All right. Stakeholder communication. Engage stakeholders for mutual benefit and opportunities. Make them understand why this project is important and how are they going to benefit. And who are those stakeholders? Your community, your municipality, depending on where the project is. You've got to make sure they form part of the project and what are they going to benefit. Because if you don't indicate that, they might disrupt the project and it might delay, the completion of the project. So this outcome is also very critical. Outcome number 7, compliance. This, like you said in the table, is a very, very critical outcome. So when you write in the report, you've got to indicate these competencies. 1, identify non-compliant operation. Recognize operations that do not meet OSH Act standard. Okay, so you need to show in your report, in your content, these are the activities that didn't comply with OSH Act. Okay. 2, demonstrate how compliance, show how the regulatory compliance is achieved. Once you identify those activities, then you must show how you can then make those activities to comply with OSH Act. All right. One of the activities, if we do excavation, OSH Act requires that we barricade the place. We put some signs. People must put earbuds to make sure that noise doesn't affect their ears. Okay. Also implement risk mitigation. Execute strategies to reduce identified risk. What are those risks that we've identified? Okay, and what is the plan that we've put into place to deal with those risks when they appear? And the other thing, you must indicate that you have sought expert advice. You are not a risk specialist, so you probably employed or used the services of the risk specialist, a person who came to site and he was able to look at the risks that you've identified and made them clear and help you to put a plan to deal with those risks when they appear. So you've got to show all these 4 competency indicators in this outcome. I hope this is helping you guys, and this is very important for you to make sure that your report doesn't get rejected because you don't show the competency indicators clearly. Okay. Outcome number 8, again, critical outcome. Conduct activity ethically. All right. You must adhere to all this ECSA code of conduct. Competency. Ensure that professional work within the education and training limits. In other words, you can't go and do an activity or do the work that you're not trained for. As a mechanical engineer or technologist or technician, I cannot go and do the work that is for civil engineering professionals. I'm not training those activities. So you've got to be competent in the work that you are doing. Okay, integrity. Make sure that you emphasize honesty and adhere to ethical standard. When you work with suppliers, issues of bribery, shortcuts, using wrong materials, those things are very important. You must indicate integrity on how do you, execute your activities on a project. Public interest, very critical thing. Prioritize the welfare and safety of the public in engineering practice. So the work as you're working on your project, make sure that the public is protected. If it's an area where a non-public member is required, you cannot access that site. So you need to put signs, barricade the area, train people on safety matters, and indicate that in your report. Environmental responsibility, okay, encourages consideration of environmental impact in engineering decision. Now remember, when you do a project, we normally do environmental study. So environmental study will explain what are the don'ts and do's of what we need to do as we carry out our engineering work. So it's important that you read that document and you refer to it to say, based on the environmental study document, these are the things that I'm supposed to do, these are the things I'm not supposed to do, in order to make sure that I protect the environment. Okay. Professional dignity, maintain respect, honor within the engineering profession. So you are dealing with the engineers, construction subcontractors, vendors, suppliers. You must show professional dignity when you work with people. People do make mistakes, but have a way of dealing and addressing those mistakes. So this is very important. It's an outcome that is, you need to be ethical when you deal with these things. Sometimes suppliers work with you, they give you ticket plans for holiday. You must declare those things because it's important, and that's also the issues of integrity. You must show honesty. So you must make sure that all these competency indicators, they are being addressed in your report. Outcome number 9, exercise judgment, and this is one of the killer again. Okay, how to make sound judgment in your decisions. These are the 3 competency indicators. Consider the risk and the consequences. So if you are working on a project, you are executing a particular activities, what are the risks that are posed by that activity? Evaluate potential pitfalls and outcomes, ensure informed decisions. So it's important that you say these are the risks and what are the consequences if these risks are not addressed. The other competencies: assess interested parties. Who are the people that are affected by this risk if it's not addressed properly? Understand the effect. Affected parties help tailor-made decision to stakeholders' needs. So make sure that you identify the people that are being affected by the risk that you've identified. Leverage experience. Apply past knowledge, confirm decision accuracy. In other words, use your experience that you have learned, okay, the knowledge that you have and the experience that you have gained in order to make decision. And this outcome actually is about options. You must be able to clearly demonstrate what are the options that you have considered in order to choose a particular solution. So it's important that you indicate that those options correctly. Okay. Outcome number 10, again, this is one of the killer outcome. Okay, competency indicators here. All right, seek expert help. Like I say, you are not trained to do everything. If you are a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, civil engineer, you are not trained to be a safety officer, even though you understand certain aspect of safety because you need to, but you are not trained. So get involved, get your safety officer or safety manager or safety expert to assist you in identifying safety issues and then address those safety issues. Implement advice. When you get advice, you must demonstrate in the report how did you implement that advice, okay, to make sure that your recommendation, you have considered all the factors in this outcome. The other competencies: justify your decision. Use your past experience, the lessons that you have learned to support your decision. Okay, so this actually helps you to make sure that you demonstrate competency of making decisions in this outcome. Okay, and the last thing that I want to say, in all these competencies, all these outcomes we have discussed, use examples. When you write the content of your report for each and every outcome, use examples that a person that is reading or assessing your report is able to relate to. Don't just write stuff as a third person. You must write your report, your content in first person singular, and use all the examples so that your competency are clearly demonstrated. Okay. Outcome number 11, continuing professional development. So what are the competence indicators? Okay. You must then discuss your current industry development. As a mechanical engineer, you must understand what's happening in your environment. Okay. Look for opportunities, things that will help you to grow, things that will help you to develop and become an expert in your area. The other one is professional association. Be a member. If you're a mechanical engineer, be a member of SIMEC, South African Institute of Mechanical Engineers. That needs to be demonstrated in your report when you write, okay, that you are a member of certain engineering association based on your qualification. And the next indicator is future plans. What are you planning to do? Are you planning to study a master's, maybe if you've got a degree, or are you planning to do PhD? Indicate to ECSA that these are your plans and this is how you're going to achieve those plans. So I hope that I've given you some tools, some important information that you can begin to work and make sure that when you write your report, you indicate these competencies in your report in all the 11 outcome. Failing to do this, you're going to be part of that statistics that we discuss in that table. All right. So this is very, very critical. But if you struggle, come to the program. We'll show you how to do this, and I will share you more as I continue with this webinar. Like I say again, I'm reiterating the 3 problems: insufficient work experience. People are not able to register with ECSA. If you don't have a mentor, a referee, a person that is helping you, and then you're going to struggle. If you are working and you don't have a training program, even if it's not the one that is done by your company, develop your own training program, because by doing that, it will help you to know exactly what are the things you must do. In our candidate fast track coaching program, we have a template that we show people to say these are the things you must have done, and that will help you to register with ECSA. So we've been doing this for the last 8 years. We have developed this system, so we share these things with people that are in our program so that they can able to check themselves and see where they are in terms of their experience. All right, so if these problems are not addressed, you're going to have challenges in your career. Now, I'm going to share some lifetime opportunities with you. Really, I hope that I've given you the information that will help you to make a decision. Whether to come to the program or not, that's up to you. But I'm showing you the things that will help you to get registered. And I'm also sharing the things that if you don't take these decisions to change your career, and then, the ball is in your court. So I'm going to share some information on how we can actually help you to get into the program. All right. So here's a metaphor. I've given you the information. So the call is in your ball. The phone is ringing. Are you going to accept the challenge, or are you going to decline the challenge? And what I'm saying, about all, think about the consequences of your decisions. If you decide not to take this opportunity to join our candidate fast track coaching program, you're declining the opportunity. And then the consequences, you're going to be stagnant. You're not going to grow. You're going to lose work opportunities, and you're going to be stagnant in your career. If you choose to accept the call that we are making and join us in our candidate fast track coaching program, I can promise you, you'll be like Patudi Malepe and some of those candidates who has came through the program and they have achieved their registration, and their careers are moving from one level to another. So what is your choice? Are you declining the call that I'm making to you, or are you accepting it? I hope you accept the call. Now it's time to make a decision. You are standing like this gentleman here. You've got to make a decision. And here's the thing. Okay. Think about the consequences of your decision. In life, it's very important that you really think, if I don't do this, what are the consequences in my career, in my finances, in my life? If I do it, what are the benefits? Okay. So I'm saying you can do it by yourself. You can say, I'm going to do this extra thing by myself. But I can promise you, you're going to battle, you're going to struggle. And, the more ECSA has made a lot of changes in the last 2 years. Actually, since just after COVID, they've made a lot of changes in the application forms and the process, and it's confusing if you don't understand it. So I'm saying the decision is yours. Decide now whether you're going to do this by yourself, struggle and be frustrated, or you want to join us and use our proven system. And you have seen the results of people that we've shared with you, that they've come through the program and they are successful. Right, this is an extract of the letter of one of the person who did the program by himself, and then he didn't get registered. You can see on the letter here, he was refused registration, and let's read and see why. Your application for registration as a professional engineering technologist received on the 19th of November 2024. So you can tell this person submitted on the second cycle of last year. As a reference, okay. The council considered your application using approved assessment procedures. The summary of the outcome 1 to 11, of which you were not met as follows. Now, this person spent probably 3-4 months or even more trying to write the reports, and he submitted, okay, and he was not successful. Listen to what ECSA says. You were unable to demonstrate competency. Okay, I've even highlighted that. They said you were unable. Now remember, I've just shared with you all the competencies or the competency indicators in all the outcome. If you are not able to demonstrate those competencies, I can promise you now, you're not going to get registered. So they said you were unable to demonstrate the competency within the broadly defined engineering activity by integrating performance of the outcome at a level defined for each outcome as required by the policy document R2PT. This is the ECSA document number. All right, and they're outlining there all this outcome the person couldn't address. Now imagine spending a sleepless night, hours and hours, months and months writing a report, and you get the results like this. Okay, unclear competence indicators will result in refusal of the registration. So like I say, the decision is yours. You want to do it by yourself and get these results, or you want to do it with us and get proper results. At least have the chances of being being successful through our proven system. Okay. So what is your escape plan? And that's the question I'm having. Now you have seen, the stats that I've shared. You have seen what you need to put as your competency or demonstrate as your competency indicators in your report. And I've shared the refusal letter of someone who did this thing by himself. And I'm saying to you, what is your escape plan? How are you going to escape this? How can you avoid or minimize the refusal of your ECSA registration? And this is where I'm inviting you to really think about your decisions. Okay, we are providing a coaching program. These are the packages that we provide. We've got a package for basic package with all the purpose for it, the benefits of that package, and the key pain points that we are addressing. And we've got the premium package with all the benefits. It's a one-on-one coaching. This one doesn't have a coaching. Here it's a one-on-one coaching and with all the benefits. We've got the elite package also, one-on-one coaching, and then with all the benefits. And you can see the different. This one you do it by yourself, self-paced. This one we coach you on one-on-one. This one also we coach you on one-on-one. The difference of the two, this one can be done in 4 months. This one can be done in 4 weeks. Okay, because this one we really sit with you and then take you by your hands and take you step by step and help. It's like a workshop. We sit with you and help you to get your reports done properly. This one is virtually, you do it online, but again, you submit the reports to us, we submit it to you. But for this purpose of this webinar, I want to focus on this one. Okay, I want to focus on this one. There's a price there excluding VAT. When you add 15% VAT, you can see how much is the price. Okay, and I really recommend that if you do come to our program, I recommend that you do the premium. You can do the elite if you want. The basic, if you have your own mentors, you've got your own coach, you've got all the information, by all means, you can do the basic. But if you don't have the coach, you don't have the mentors, you don't have the referees, you are struggling, you don't understand, I'll really recommend that you come to the premium package. Take the premium package, and then we can help you to get your reports done. Okay, so this is an exclusive offer. It's valid for a couple of months. There's a price including VAT. Okay, oh sorry, this is including VAT. It's not excluding VAT. Okay, this is the price excluding VAT. When you add 15%, you get this price. Okay, and then this is what you're gonna get: full access to a full online training modules, clearly explaining how to write your TERs, your TEOs, and your engineering report. You'll get full access with all the examples of the reports. You get one-on-one coaching with us or one of our ECSA registered professional. You can get downloadable tools, frameworks, cheat sheets, and to guide you to write your report properly. And you can get access to our referees or mentors to guide and support you in your report writing journey. So it's a full package. I mean, for that price, and these people are not coming cheap, for them to if you have to do this on your own and you find someone to do your report, you'll pay a lot of money. So this is the full exclusive offer. Everything that I'm showing you here, the benefits and outcome, you get it on that price. Okay. Now, this is how you can actually get one of these courses. If you're committed to achieve your ECSA professional registration, enroll in our candidate fast track coaching program. Use the links provided to select and enroll in the coaching. If you want to register as a engineer, mechanical, electrical, you can click on this link, or you can copy this link, and then you can just put it on the browser, and then it will take you through our payment process. Then you can do your payment. Once we receive the notification, we will then contact you and then give you the steps forward. Again, if you want to register as a technologist, there's a link for what do you call it, a premium package. So all these links are for this package here, which we recommend. Okay, as a technician, this is a link. If you wanna do as a technologist civil, there's a link, or technologist technician. Those are the links for the premium package. And then I know that the issues of online, people are very adamant and scary to use a credit card, but I can assure you, register now, because this offer is going to be very, very limited. Okay, we're just giving it for a very limited time. So like I said, we just got approved by the Paystack. This is an international company that works like PayPal and other online secure payments gateway. So we are regulated. For us to get this approval, it wasn't easy. We had to submit a lot of documentation, but this is just to assure you that these links are not just links that can actually take your money, and you don't know who took your money. Okay, so you can use those links through Paystack. We are being approved by Paystack, so you can, it's a safe and secure payment gateway that allows you to pay via multiple channels. You can use a credit card, you can use a bank card, and you can able to do the payments. And then once the payments is done, we will get a notification, and then we'll with all your details, and we'll able to contact you and then do the onboarding and take you through the program and assist you. Okay, so like I said, we've been proven. So one of the things that I'm going to do, okay, if you come to the program, these are the things I'm going to give it as a bonus. I mean, you will like this. Normally, I don't give these things. Okay, so if you enroll on this program today, okay, you're going to get bonus number 1, the candidate fast track engineering report framework, valued at 2,997, almost 3,000. Okay, this is the framework required to clearly demonstrate how you structure your report. Okay, you're gonna get that framework. Bonus number 2, okay, the outcome alignment process, also valued at 3,000 rand. The exact framework required to clearly demonstrate how you meet each of the 11 outcome. All right. Bonus number 3, the TEOs and the TR reports. The exact framework required to clearly demonstrate how to structure and write your TERs and your TO reports. You're going to get these things as bonuses. Bonus number 4, report writing competency framework. We just discussed competencies. I'm going to give you the exact framework required to clearly demonstrate how you meet competence for each outcome in your engineering report. Okay. Bonus number 5, engineering report tips cheat sheet. I'm going to give you the cheat sheet tips, the exact document with valuable tips, plus words or sentence to use and to avoid. Because there are some words that when I read reports of people that they use and they actually not correct words to use on the engineering report or in your TERs. Okay. Bonus number 6, the interview presentation slides. I've designed the slides. You're just going to give it to you. You plug in your information. You can send it back to us. We'll check it for you. Okay. And then we can help you. These are the exact slides all done for you to use for your interview presentation. Bonus number 5. Okay. This is an extra bonus. If you don't have referees, we will source referees for you. Okay. You can get access to our pool of external registered referees. Okay, all this at the price of 12,997 plus VAT, 14 point something. You get all these bonuses. Actually, that's not all. When you enroll to our candidate fast track coaching program, here is what I will do for you. I'll throw in one of these books. Okay, if you're a mechanical engineer, I'll send you the PDF of this book. It's got tons of value information, and that you can get. I'm telling you. And this is magic, man. I will give you one of this book depending on the category you want to register for. That is the bonus. I mean, all of these things, okay, plus the book. I mean, really, this is the price that I'm charging is very, very low. Okay, here is the links. Like I said, choose which link you want to use based on what you want to register. Copy it in your browser, internet browser. It's secured, and then you can do your payment, and then you can come to the program. Okay, we encourage you to register now. Okay, again, here's another additional bonus. I'm giving bonuses this time. Free templates and checklist. Okay, I'm gonna give you the engineering report model. Okay, you see, I've shown you how to address certain outcome. I'm gonna give you this template. I'm gonna give you the proprietary template that you have designed. I'm trying to help you to make sure that your report, is meeting the requirements. I'm going to give you the cheat sheet, that will give you quick nuggets on what to put on each outcome. I'm going to give you the updated model. You can see, I'm showing you what needs to be in your report, how you must write it, and I'm showing the example, how you can put it. Okay. I'm going to give you the examples of the competency indicators from outcome 1 to outcome 6, and in detail, and showing you what needs to go in what outcome and what you need to do in each outcome. I'm going to give you the example of the report. If you're a mechanical engineer, I'm going to show you the example of a report, okay, that I've designed that you can use. All these things, templates and cheat sheet, is going to be just on that price. You get this is a lot of value. Okay, so if you lose this opportunity, really, I don't know what else to do for you. Okay, if you want to connect with us, go to our LinkedIn. Here's the link. You can connect with us. I encourage that you subscribe into our YouTube. You can get a lot of valuable information and content that we are sharing. And then when you click this website, you're gonna get our old candidate fast track coach pathway, but it's the same process that I've explained in one of the slides when we begin to that. So that's important that you understand. All right. Again, if you've got any question, here are my details. Please don't WhatsApp me. All right. Either call me between 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. But I encourage that you send emails. mongwe@imekacoaching.co.za. Send me an email, and then I will be able to reply into your email and then address your question. So if you are really interested, which I encourage, come to the program. Okay. These are the links that you can get all of this information, as part of your coaching program, all the bonuses that I've shown you, and I'm looking forward in welcoming you into the program, and then I will hear from you. I will see you on the other side. Cheers. Thank you.